Welcome back. It's good to be able to join you all again. This is M-Dog, and this video, the purpose of this video is to simply answer the question, what happens when you delete your account in Fisher Online? So if you want to do a fresh restart in Fisher Online, what happens? Well, we're going to answer that right now. I already know what happens, but I figured let's actually look at it together. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to be starting a new leveling series for Fisher Online. At least that's my plan. In fact, we may even do the first episode of this after I finish recording this video. Deciding to do that was painful, was tough, because I know that at least if I read the warning correctly and the information about this, that means I will lose all of the premium gear that I have. Now, I still should have the ability to travel to my DLC maps. So you're not losing DLC. So like I can go to Thousand Islands. Is it free to travel here? Let's don't get stuck in some kind of weird, oh, it cost 1 silver. Okay, I can depart for, and if you come back, you watch the leveling series, you'll see this, because I'm sure in my leveling series, even fairly early on, we'll be having fun at the DLC maps as well as the standard maps. So you don't lose the DLC, which that makes sense because those were like separate purchases off of Steam, right? But what you do lose is everything else. So let's look at what that means, what that entails. This is the section of things where I'm covering some of them, but it doesn't matter what they are, but this is what you lose. So if you have, while you've played this game, decided like, I'm loving this game, I want to support the developer and I want to get some cool premium gear, and you've purchased any of this gear. So for me, before I deleted my account, I know I had one of these bee pickers. I had one, maybe two of the carp, which is this one down here. You can't see it all. That's $14. Now, the good thing is sometimes these do go on sale, or at least they used to. I don't know if they still do. And as you can also see, the other good thing is we're talking about relatively inexpensive. I mean, if you're playing a game hundreds and hundreds of hours, or maybe even 1,000 or 2,000 hours or more, throwing the developer a few bucks every once in a while and getting a premium piece of gear, it's kind of okay. If it was up to me, and I know it's not up to me, it's up to Wolf and whoever is working with Wolf at this point. If it was up to me, this thing would be completely removed from the game. I don't like that there's these options at all. What I wish this was, and I wish that RF4 would do this too, I wish this were skins. Or, like fun things that you could apply to existing gear to make them look more unique, different. You've got these glow flows. Anyway, to me, that would be better. That's what I've always thought that RF4 should do, is allow you to, buy skins and stuff instead of trying to push so hard on spending real money on nice gear. But that's just me. That's just what I wish. So you need to know, let's say you start watching this leveling guide with me, which I hope you will, for as much as I do it, and I hope you enjoy it. And you're like, hey, this looks super fun. I think I'll reset my account and join M-Dog. Just know, if you have purchased any of this gear, it is gone. Which, in principle, I do have a problem with. Can you tell me another game can you think of another game that would be like that? I feel like any game that I have played where you are starting over, resetting your account, whatever the case may be, the stuff that you've spent real money on, that always carries over. I can't think of another example where it doesn't. I guess you could argue in some of the like free-to-play, which this isn't even a free-to-play game, mind you, but in some of the free-to-play MMOs and stuff, you might spend real money on things that are particular to that character. And so if you create a second character, some stuff will be applied to your account, but some stuff would have been character specific. That's the closest I can come up with. And I'm just being honest here. This has been addressed in the forums on Steam. And whenever it's been answered by the dev, his answer hasn't made sense to me. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know if it's his background in different games. Maybe there's even a gameplay reason for it. But I've never understood it. I've never gotten how you could justify, okay, this person has spent real money on specific gear, but if I give them the option to reset their account, not that you have to, it's not forced on us, and I'm doing this mostly for a leveling guide, right? But if I give them the option to do that, how do they not get the store credit? Or, I don't know how, to me, the thing that you would do is you would just reissue the premium gear. In fact, I think that I did this a long time ago, much earlier in the game's existence. And all I had at that point was that what now cost $5 packet bee picker. And again, I think I even got it on sale or something. I think the first time I did this, that was reissued back to me. But at least for a while now, it's been where none of that is. So I'm just saying, I don't get it. I don't understand the reasons. If you understand the reasons for it, if it makes sense to you, feel free to try to explain it to me. When I've seen it, the explanation, it doesn't make sense to me. However, I knew that coming in, and I've still chosen to reset it. So don't take this as a negative video. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows, especially as I venture into starting a new leveling series potentially in this game, I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that this was the reality. So, it's just like, it is what it is. That being said, I'm super excited about starting over. This game is not near as grindy as RF4, especially in the first, 20-something levels, 30 levels. There's so much to explore now. Wolf has done a tremendous job in updates and adding so many new maps. The DLC is really cool. I'm super excited about the next DLC. Looks like it's going to be China, unless I've completely lost my mind on what that's supposed to be. I think that's supposed to be China. I'm really excited about that. These two DLCs are already terrific, especially Inasea. I just really love it. I love the cold, the snow. It's got some really good bream and whitefish feeder fishing, interesting spin fishing as well. So I really am pro Fisher Online, but I also want to be very honest with you guys that I don't understand this one aspect of it. I think for the most part, 9 out of 10 decisions that Wolf has made with the development and the progression and the direction he's going with Fisher Online, I think are tremendous. Home runs, knocking it out of the park. Can't wait to see where we are a year from now, because the direction we're headed has been so good. This is the one little thing when I think of Fisher Online that I'm like, really? All right, here, let's check and see if the other thing I'm curious about. Yeah, okay, so we're no longer in a club. And I'm actually thankful for that. So I've been in a club for a long time in Fisher Online. The problem was the club owner no longer plays the game, as best as I could tell. And so it was mostly me like coordinating, inviting people to the club, whatever. And I didn't have all of the abilities to do that. So once I get far enough in this leveling guide that I can afford to start a club, I don't even remember what that involves, I'm going to do it. We're going to start a club. If you're interested in joining that club, it'll just be first come, first serve. Don't tell me now. Keep watching the leveling guide. And when we get to a point to starting a club, that's when I'll let you know, hey, if you want to join me in Fisher Online and come fish with me in Fisher Online, now's the time. Let's get you in the club. All right. That being said, that's all I wanted to cover in this video, because we're not going to fish, because that's going to be in the leveling guide, right? We can't get a head start. I think that's it. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't believe there is. I'm excited. The only other thing I wanted to mention is the This doesn't mean I'm going to stop making RF4 videos. I always say that. I feel like sometimes people are like, oh no, are you switching? No. For me, Fisher Online RF4 exist together. RF4 has for many years now, and will I think always continue to be. If I had to say like my main fishing game, fishing simulator is going to be RF4, right? I've got a leveling series going on over there. That's going to continue for a little bit longer. And after that's done, I'm going to go back to making just hotspot videos, trying to check out new approaches, and we'll continue to make content over there. So we'll try to keep content going in both games. If anything ever drops off, sometimes I take extended breaks, especially from Fisher Online. But now, the state in which the game is at now, I feel like there's enough content that I could continue to like dip into here pretty consistently. We'll probably be playing a lot of this with the leveling guide if that goes well and if it's well received from you guys. But let's jump to it. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew before I start this new leveling guide that if you reset your account like I did, you lose all your premium gear if you've purchased any. So don't do it unless you're okay with that. And if I wasn't starting a leveling guide, I probably wouldn't have done it, right? But for me, I want my main account, in this game in particular, I want my main account to be the one that I'm creating this leveling series over. Now that there's so many changes, I want to get used to the changes, learn the ins and outs of this game, because there's stuff I don't fully understand at this point. There's so much testing with all the new ways you can craft ground bait and the different baits even that you can craft. There's so much we can do. And so I'm happy to shine some light on this game and hopefully drum up a little bit of excitement. But I wanted to be very clear about this one thing before we get started on that. Sorry for making this long video without any fishing, but I thought it was an important one to do before we start our next venture. Hey, thanks for watching Tight Lines. If you have thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the chat. And as always, I really appreciate all of your support. See you soon.